Hi, I'm Megan. Welcome to my channel where I'm making some stuff, and I've been working on using up a lot of the yarn in my stash, and I've been working on crocheting granny squares using this blue, purple, green, and white cotton yarn. And I've been working on making Sunburst granny squares like this one here. And I decided I wanted to share a quick tutorial on how to make one of these. So I'm using white, blue jeans, sage green, and lilac colored yarn, 100% cotton. I'll link down in the description box exactly which yarn I used. And then I'm using a coordinating size hook, a yarn needle, and a pair of scissors. And then the stitches that we're going to use for this project are a chain stitch, a slip stitch, a half double crochet, a double crochet, triple crochet, and an invisible join. Okay, make a slip stitch and slide onto your hook. Then chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then slip stitch into the first chain space, forming a circle. You can do a magic circle to start if you want. I'm not a big fan of magic circles, so I don't use them. But feel free to start that way if that's your jam. Next, we're going to chain 2. This is going to count as the first double crochet. Then we are going to double crochet into the circle 15 more times for a total of 16 stitches. To double crochet, yarn over through the hole, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops again. And I like to crochet over my tail ends as I go. It saves some time weaving in ends later. So just continuing to place double crochet stitches into the center circle until I have 16 stitches. And then if you're getting crowded in the circle, you can take a moment to kind of push your stitches to the sides to create more space. If you do this and it is still too cramped, you may need to frog your work and make a new starting circle by adding an extra chain or 2. But I find with this yarn and this size hook, 4 stitches for a circle is plenty. So count to make sure there really are 16 stitches here. And now we'll join. I do not join into the top of my chain 2 stitch. I like to join into the top of my first double crochet because I think it looks tighter and neater. So slip stitch into the top of that double crochet stitch, chain 1, pull out a length of yarn, cut, and then pull tight. Now to tighten the middle circle, if you crocheted over that tail all the way around, if you pull the tail, it will cinch that circle more tightly together. Then trim the tail, and the first round is done. To start the second round, pick any space you want, but I usually start a few stitches before where I finished off the previous round so I can crochet over my tail. And we are going to add puff stitches between each double crochet of the previous round. Drape the yarn over the hook like so, and then pull through to the height of a chain 2. Then pinch down the tail on the back side of the work to hold everything in place tightly. So yarn over through the space, yarn over, pull through and up until the loops are all the same height as the first loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, back through, yarn over, pull through, 5 loops on the hook. One more time, yarn over, through, yarn over, pull through, and up, 7 loops on the hook. Then yarn over and pull through all 7 loops. It's easier if you turn your hook all the way down like this and then pull through. Chain 1. And that's 1 puff stitch complete. And you'll see that I've crocheted over my tail, securing it in place as I went. Alternatively, you could start by connecting your yarn however you normally would to the circle, and you'll chain 2. Then yarn over, through, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, Again, 5 loops on the hook. Again, 7 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 7 loops, and chain 1. I don't quite like how this one looks as much, so I prefer to do mine the first way, but 6 in one, half a dozen in the other, both ways serve the same purpose. Okay, on to the next puff stitch, same process. Yarn over, through, yarn over, pull through and up, yarn over, through, yarn over, pull through, 5 loops on the hook, and again, 7 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through all 7 loops, chain 1. And here we are at my tail from the previous round, so I'm going to work right on top of this tail to save some time weaving in later. And repeat, placing 1 puff stitch into every space between double crochets all the way around. Okay, last one. Quick count to make sure I have 16 puff stitches. Okay, to join the round, slip stitch into the space in between the first 2 puff stitches, chain 1, pull out the loop, cut, and tighten down. Third round, we are going to be placing a double crochet cluster stitch in the spaces between puff stitches. So the first one is going to work up just a little bit different than the following 15. For the first one, attach your yarn to your work however you like between any 2 puff stitches, and then chain 2. This chain 2 counts as a double crochet stitch. Yarn over, through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops only. You will have 2 loops left on your hook. Yarn over, through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops only. You'll have 3 loops on your hook and 3 partially completed double crochets. Yarn over, through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops only. Now you have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, and then chain 2. Okay, so first cluster done, on to the next one. Going into the next space between the 2 puff stitches, you'll notice we are already starting with 1 loop on the hook and no partial double crochets underneath it. This is where it differs from the first cluster. So yarn over, through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You'll have 2 loops on the hook, 1 partial double crochet underneath. Yarn over, through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on the hook, 2 partial double crochet stitches underneath. Again, yarn over, through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 stitches, 4 loops on the hook, 3 partial double crochets. Yarn over, through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 5 loops on the hook, 4 partial double crochets underneath. Yarn over, pull through all 5 loops, and chain 2. We're just going to repeat that all the way around, and I'm crocheting over my tails as I go. The 16 double crochet clusters done. Join by slip stitching between the first 2 clusters, chain 1, pull up the loop, cut, and tighten down. You'll notice that it wants to start to roll a little bit, and that's normal. It's gonna get flattened out in the 4th round. Okay, 4th and final round, and here we are going to turn this circle into a square. So connect your yarn using your preferred connecting method between any 2 double crochet clusters. And we are going to start off by working a corner. Chain 3. This counts as your first triple crochet. Then we're going to triple crochet, so yarn over twice, through the space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we're going to do another triple crochet, yarn over twice, through the space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. This is the first half of our corner. I like to chain 2 for my corner spaces. You can chain 3 if that's what you prefer, but you're going to see me chaining 2 for each corner space. Then we need to do 3 more triple crochet stitches to complete the second half of the corner. Okay, corner done, and I've crocheted over my tail to this point. However, if I was to continue to crochet over the tail, it wouldn't look nice. You can see it peeking out here. It's very obvious. So I'm gonna leave it hang out and I'll weave it in better later. Some people like to put a chain space between each group of stitches. You can do that if you like. I prefer not to put chain stitches between clusters because I think it makes for a tighter, more tidy square. So I'm moving right from my last triple crochet and I'm going to double crochet into the next space. And then 2 more double crochets. Okay, so 3 double crochets in one space. Moving on to the next space where I'm going to place 3 half double crochets. Yarn over, through, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And then 2 more times. Next space, we're going back up to 3 double crochets. And now we're back to a corner. So 3 triple crochets. Chain 2. And then in the same space, 3 more triple crochets. So each corner will be worked with 2 triple crochet groupings of 3, separated by a chain 2 space, then a group of 3 double crochets, a group of 3 half double crochets, another group of 3 double crochets again, and back to a corner of triple crochets. So I will repeat this pattern around the whole square until I get back to the first corner. Here's how I'm looking at this point. And back to the beginning. If you wanted to finish off with a slip stitch like with the other rounds, do not slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. You want to slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet. It pulls everything together more neatly than trying to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. But I prefer to finish my squares off with an invisible join, so I'm going to show you how to do that here quickly. So finish off your last double crochet, and then pull out your loop and cut a good sized tail. Then thread the tail onto a yarn needle. You'll notice here is the top of the chain 3 again. We are not going to join at that chain 3. We're going to join at the top of the first triple crochet here. You'll notice the top of each stitch sort of forms a V shape. We are going to thread our tail through both sides of the V at the top of that first triple crochet and pull the work together. And now we're going to look at the top V of the last double crochet. This time we're going to go through just the back half of the V, like so. Pull through to finish off the stitch, but don't pull too tightly, just enough to make sure this V that we formed is the same size as all the other stitches. And that's an invisible join. Looking from the top, you can't tell where we started or ended. Everything flows together nicely. Now just weave in all your tails and trim your threads. And there you go, a finished Starburst granny square. So that's it. That's how to make one of these squares. So I'm just gonna make as many of these, exactly this square, over and over and over until I run out of yarn. So then, depending on how many squares I have is gonna determine what I ultimately make. I'm hoping to have enough that I could make a skirt or even a dress. I don't know. But if you would like to see what I ultimately make with these squares, please be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss that video. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!